Ladies and gents, boys and girls, happy Wednesday. Hope you're all doing well here. Chris Phillips, the Daily Crow. Appreciate you all tuning in, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. I see Todd Smith. Todd, thank you. Todd Smith already sending the super chat. Thank you, Todd. What a hell of a start to today's Daily Crow. I see Travi Roel as well, Tanner Land, Rob, Sean O'Brien, Josh, Reichley, John Kruger, Andy Cohn, Lance. What is going on, guys? Again, appreciate you all tuning in, taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. Also, if you're in the Big Cock Club Discord, head over to TDC Questions to be sure your questions are answered there. We got a lot to get into here on a Wednesday, folks. Before we do, I want to take up our friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm because the Daily Crow is presented to you by our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Guys, they're young but experienced and aggressive attorneys. They're both former prosecutors who used to represent insurance companies but switching sides. They both worked at larger law firms where they've represented hundreds of clients at a time. And guys, they left to start their own law firm because they understand you're not just a line item, you're not just a number, you're a real human being and you should be treated as such. They're a small boutique law firm that treats their clients like family. Guys, they're going to know who you are and treat you like a client and not a number. They handle injury cases that arise from car accidents and work accidents. Guys, do not try to take on the insurance company yourself. You've been involved in any type of accident, right? The last thing you should be worried about is paperwork, dealing with the insurance company. Let the experts over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm handle it for you. Guys, they use the latest technology to make representation efficient yet effective. Again, let them take care of everything for you. You don't even pay them unless they recover money for you. Rami's in Columbia. Curtis is in Charleston. They handle cases statewide. They also offer virtual or in-person consultations at no charge. Guys, give them a call today in Columbia, 803-973-0304, or in Somerville, 843-388-3368. Or, of course, guys, your one-stop shop, their website, dsinjurylaw.com. That is dsinjurylaw.com. For more information, you guys are the friends over at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. What's going on? 843-790-3377. Guys, that's 843-790-3377. Appreciate you all tuning in, guys. Thank you all so much here on this Wednesday, August the 11th, 2021, as we now just sit 24 days away from another Carolina kickoff, and what a busy Wednesday it is for yours truly and for the Spurs Up Show. Already went ahead and recorded tomorrow's show, tomorrow's podcast this morning, if you will. Of course, we are here now on the Daily Crow. We got a great conversation, great interview this afternoon, immediately following this. Then we'll be live tonight, 5 to 7 at Tin Roof. If you're in the city, if you're around the area, come on out. Tin Roof in the Vista. $3 drafts, $10 wing is going to be a really fun night. And I'm also going on another podcast tonight, like 8:30. So we're rocking, we're rolling. The content's bleeding out the eyeballs, folks, and I wouldn't have it any other way. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Also, I spoke on our friends Dason and Shalabi Law Firm. Let me be quick to remind you, this is a specifically Instagram giveaway. We are giving away 2 tickets to the first game of the Shane Beamer era. South Carolina, Eastern Illinois. They're 50-yard line tickets, lower level, by the way. So they're great seats. They're fantastic seats. We're giving away 2 tickets. Head over to Instagram. I'm going to repost the post right now on IG, actually. I will put it back on our story. I'm going to repost that. It's very simple to be eligible. Like the post, tag 3 friends, and you must, and I cannot stress this part enough, you must be following Dason and Shalabi Law Firm, okay? You have to follow them. If I pick a winner and they're not following them, I'm going to draw again. So that giveaway happening tonight at 8 p.m. So you still have time. But head over to Instagram. I'm posting that post, like I said, right now on our story, picking a winner tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Like, tag 3 friends, and follow Dason and Shalabi Law Firm to be eligible. Let's get it. Yes. So, like I said, giving away a pair of tickets Really appreciate our friends at Dason and Shalabi Law Firm for making this a possibility. I think this is something we will be doing. For every single home game. The plan is to give away tickets to every single home game. Austin Amix says, what if you don't have 3 friends? Tag me, tag the Spurs Up Show, and tag the Rowdy Roosters, man. I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say. If you don't have 3 friends, maybe it's you, not them. I don't know. Tag whoever. Just tag somebody. Tanner Land says, what's up, Gamecock Nation? I got my Beamer Ball hat yesterday, and it is fire, bro. Tanner, I appreciate that. Hey, if you want to take a picture, tag us in it. Would love to repost that. If not, totally fine. But hey, if you want to do that, would love to show that off a little bit. Travi, what's going on, man? Appreciate you tuning in. Todd Smith said, who's effing ready for some Gamecocks football? Yours truly most certainly is. 24 days away. 24 days. Jordan Drake says, over under 5 touchdowns for E.J. Jenkins. And a great question, Jordan, because on tomorrow's podcast, as we continue along with the position unit preview series, I'm actually breaking down the Gamecocks tight ends on the show. And I did talk about E.J. Jenkins a pretty good bit. 5 touchdowns, I'd like to say that's a good number. That's a really good number. I want to say, I think a push. I think 5 is a pretty damn good number. I think over under 4.5 would be a really good over under. I mean, listen, I think he's going to be a nice threat for us. 6 foot 7.5, man. I mean, the dude's going to be a legit red zone threat, but we have a lot of other guys that are going to touch the football too. So you got to think about it, man. Shi Smith had 4 touchdowns last year. He was our number 1 wide receiver. I think that E.J. Jenkins is going to be a situational guy. I don't think he's going to be an every down player, but he is going to be a mismatch nightmare. So is it going to be, are teams going to dare single cover him, or are they going to double him because of his size, and that's going to open things up for somebody else? So I think 5 is a pretty good number. I could see him finishing at 5. Over 5 feels a little aggressive, though. I'll be totally honest with you. Todd Smith says, we also received our Beamer Ball koozies in the mail. Thanks again. Yeah, appreciate you, Todd. Sorry for the delay. Hope you guys enjoy those. Also, by the way, they are downstairs and not up here. But if you come out to the live show at Tin Roof or our live show at Rita's next Friday at Folly Beach, or you come to our tailgates, any of our live events, guys, I finally have stickers. I will have stickers on me to give away for free, specifically the Spurs Up Show stickers. Now, you can buy those on the store if you want. And if you do, I truly appreciate that. I appreciate that love and support. But if you make the effort to come out, you see me tonight, you see us tonight live at Tin Roof, I will have stickers on me to pass out and to give away to people. So just wanted to put that in your ear as well. If you want a free sticker, head on out to Tin Roof tonight, again, 5 to 7. If you cannot be there, of course, we'll be streaming it live 5 to 7 on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. I mean, you guys know the drill at this point. Also, very excited to be joined tonight by Mike Yuva of Watch Fox and Mike Gillespie of ABC Columbia. A Media Boys heavy show tonight. Is really, really excited, though. Mike Yuva, of course, has been out at Gamecocks fall camp. Gillespie, of course, been covering the Gamecocks to get their perspective and their take and their sort of outlook on the 2021 season. Going to be really, really cool. Also, guys, $3 draft, $10 wings. Going to be a hell of a time at Tin Roof. It always is. Really, really excited. Really looking forward to getting back out there tonight. Tyler Knoll says Cole Kublik had EJ as one of his top 5 breakout wide receivers for the 2021 season. Interesting. He's got him listed as a wide receiver. Well, Jenkins is listed as a wide receiver on the roster. So I think that's probably why. He's listed as a wide receiver on the roster. So I think that's 110% the reason. And it wasn't listed as a top 5 wide receiver. It was Cole Kublik's top 5 SEC offensive breakout players. So sorry, guys, just tweeting something real quick. All right, cool. 843-790-3377, guys. That's 843-790-3377. The phone lines are open here on a Wednesday here on a Wednesday, guys. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you all so much again for the love and support, man. It's been incredible. I talked about this, like I said, I recorded tomorrow's show this morning because today's just crazy with the show at Tin Roof, and we got an interview, like I said, this afternoon. I'll tell you guys, by the way, former Gamecocks defensive lineman Langston Moore. Going to be chatting with him at 1:30. That interview will drop tomorrow, so really excited for that. Langston, I had him on the show way back in August of 2018. It's fun. It's really fun circling back around to these guys that, there's, and it's a blessing, by the way, because there's so many people that are tuned in now that weren't listening way back in 2018. And they're like, Chris, you should get this guy on and get that guy on and get that guy. And it's like, we had him on, but it was during episode like 50. And now we're on episode, tomorrow will be 480. So Langston Moore, I had him on way back when. Really excited to chat with Langston once again. A great dude, great Gamecock. Stays, he has a very good perspective and outlook on Gamecocks football, and it's always a really fantastic conversation chatting with Langston. So really excited to chat with him, and that'll drop on tomorrow's show. So you can look forward to that. Let's see. Jordan Smith says, my son is excited for the first game. Yeah, it's going to be a hell of a – I'm telling you, man, people have asked if you could only go to one game this season, which would you go to? I'd go to the first one. And I know that Sit Dog is one of the guys on Twitch that tunes in all of our NCAA simulations and streams and all that. And, he said, oh, it's, I'll see you week 2. It's Eastern Illinois. Who cares? Dude, I'd go to the first one. I really would. You can't draw it up any better than a night game at Willie B. The first, there will only ever be one first game of the Shane Beamer era. There'll only ever be one. So to be there for the first game of the Shane Beamer era, a game that we know we're going to win, it'll probably be one of, if not the most fun nights of the year for Gamecocks football. Just that's the reality. So I'm looking forward to it, man. Really excited. Jordan Drake, who leads the team in tackles this year? That's a really good question. Because you'd think it'd probably come from somebody at the linebacker spot. That's what you hope, at least. That's what you hope. I don't know, man. I mean, Ernest Jones has been that guy forever. And then before him, it was TJ Brunson. And then before him, it was Sky Moore. So who is that guy? I don't know. I mean, could it be Debo Williams? Could it be Sherrod Green, God forbid? Could it be a defensive lineman? I don't know. That's a great question. That's a great question, man. OU owns you. Comments on YouTube. OU fan here. Have a friend who lives in Casey who told me about this show. Decided to check it out, and you do a good job. Somehow you've managed to piss off Clemson fans by playing a game. Well done. OU owns you. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate the kind words. And yeah, it's so Clemson fans, they just stay getting pissed off, man. It's wild to me that you can have a team that's that good and that successful and still be a miserable sack of shit. I don't understand it. But it is funny too to like see the people that get so upset over like our NCAA football video game content. Like you have to be a miserable human being to look at that and be like, oh, look at this. Like, bro, is it illegal to have fun now? Can we not even have fun anymore? Like that's the simulations are fun. It's a video game. It's fun. It's the preseason. Like, let's just loosen up, my guy. Have some fun. OU owns you. Also take care of Coach for us. He was good to Oklahoma. He'll do good for Carolina. Appreciate that, man. We're excited. We're excited for Shane Beaver. Best of luck to y'all as well, and look forward to seeing you in the SEC. Sean O'Brien is excited to see the team get some reps in and get comfortable playing together in the first game in preparation for ECU. Indeed. Brack, my guy. What's going on, Brack? Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, no, I think week 1 is going to be a very fun night for Carolina. I mean, I'm on record of saying 41-7 or 41-10 or something like that. My prediction will probably stay pretty on pace for that. I don't think there's anything that's going to happen really from now until kickoff that's going to make me change my prediction drastically. I think South Carolina is going to score at will. It's going to be a name your score type of game for South Carolina. I truly believe that. So what is up with the spam on Twitch? Like, what is up with that? I don't know. Brack, so I mean, I'll tell you though. So we began our NCAA season simulation series last night, and it was about as brutal as I could have imagined, beating Eastern Illinois, aka FCS Midwest, 14-7. But the stream giveth and the stream taketh away. So who knows what will happen tomorrow night against East Carolina? I mean, really, truly, who knows? Luke Doty went out in the first quarter with a concussion, missed the entire game. He will be back, though, for the ECU game tomorrow night. It was only a one-game thing, thank God. So, who knows? But, dude, I'll tell you this, and Brack has already said he enjoys it. I know you guys all do as well. It's some of the most fun content that I get to create. I mean, I truly, really do enjoy it. It's a blast. It's a blast. I'll just tell you that right now. I have a blast doing it, and it's just something fun to kill time in the preseason, man. And, it's funny, man. Content like that, it's not something where I need to do it for my business, right? Like, we could just do a podcast and be totally fine. I think you guys would still rock and roll with everything we do. But, guys, I love creating content. I'm a creator. I am in my highest flow state when I'm creating content and creating things, and I just enjoy it. I mean, I just genuinely, truly enjoy it. So, like, why not? You know what I mean? Like, I think the NCAA content is a blast. Yeah. So, again, I love creating content. I love that process and going through it and putting value out in the world and positive energy. And I think that's what we do, man. We create content. We do stuff like that, videos, graphics, simulations, podcasts, live, whatever it is. You know what I mean? So I just appreciate y'all rocking and rolling, man. I really do. I really do. I appreciate the love and support. And it's something that, I'm not going to stop, man. We're only one game in. Hey, we're 1-0. We're 1-0, though. Thank God we're 1-0. Got East Carolina tomorrow night. We're going to play Georgia on Sunday night at 7 o'clock. Yeah. So, Brack. So I'm working with Phil Petty. He went to the beach early this week. He's had to reschedule a couple of times. I think we're chatting tomorrow afternoon. Just got a lot down of time with Phil, Brack. These people are humans too, so they have schedules and they have to reschedule, and I'm kind of at the mercy of when they can do it. You know what I mean? So, but no, it's all good. We'll figure it out. We'll get Phil Petty on eventually at some point for sure. But yeah, that is the status of the Phil Petty interview. Just kind of waiting on Phil to where we can lock down a time. And do that. So, again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. OU owns you said you got to remember something, though. Clemson fans wear orange. We both know everyone who wears orange are some of the most miserable people on earth. I like you, OU owns you. I like you. Maybe I'll like Oklahoma in the SEC. Maybe so. Jordan Smith, do you think you'll ever be in the room interviewing players? Just wondering. Hey, Jordan, are you talking about, like, current players? Or are you talking about, like, what are you talking about specifically, Jordan? What are you talking about specifically? Hold on, let's see. Steve Spurrier's restaurant opened today in Gainesville. He really ought to open one in Columbia, bro. Jordan Smith, say current players. So you're talking about, like, interviewing current players and having, going out to practice and stuff like that. As everybody knows at this point, we don't have media credentials. I don't have media credentials, which is totally fine, by the way. I think, and it's normal, but fans and people in general, they get so caught up and lost in, like, the media credentials thing. And, you got to get credentials. And, I mean, guys, realistically, you don't get that much more access having credentials than you do otherwise. I mean, every single interview and press conference, it's all put on YouTube and social media anyways. So you really don't get that. I mean, the only thing I'd love to be able to go out to practice and watch practice. Like, that would be really, really cool. I wouldn't even want the tickets to games and stuff because, like, I don't want to sit in the press box of media. I'm not media. I'm a dude. I'm not media. I'm not put in that media box. Like, I don't want to be in the box. I want to be in the trenches with the fans at the tailgate, yelling, screaming, going crazy, just like everybody else. And I was actually thinking about this, Jordan, this morning, though. I love where we're at. I love where TSUS is at in regards to, it's great for me because I'm close enough to the program to be in touch with it and know things and know what's going on and be able to give you guys information and all that. I'm close enough to it to have that, but I'm far away from it to be critical and be honest and give the type of analysis and the type of opinions that I want to give. Because, hey, nobody else out there, let's just call it for what it is. Nobody else out there is going to go out there and tell you, hey, the receiving room's a D-. The receivers are a deficiency. Nobody else is going to go out there on a limb and say that, right? And, you wonder if you're going to practice and you're interviewing these current players and you're interviewing these coaches and, I'm not saying I wouldn't say anything to their faces like, hey, I mean, listen, you guys are a deficiency. You have a lot to prove. Bottom line, you guys know that. They all know that. But it's a different dynamic, right? Like somebody who was in the press conference room with Will Muschamp every single week was not going to say fire Will Muschamp. They weren't going to do it. They weren't. So I had the ability to go out on a limb and say that because, hey, I'm independent. I'm totally independent. And that's honestly exactly where I want to be. When I first started out early doing this thing, I wanted credentials because of what having credentials says, quote unquote. Because everybody looks at having credentials like, oh, you have credentials, you're legit. Oh, you have credentials, you're verified, you're valid, you're validated. And as I kept going and growing and doing this thing, I just realized, man, like I don't need anyone's approval or anyone's validation. You know what I mean? My work and the value I'm putting out and the response from the people who consume my content and follow the show, and that's the validation. I mean, that's the validation right there. I do this for the fans. You know what I mean? So to have that validation is all I need. You know what I mean? And I'm blessed and fortunate enough now. I get to wake up and do what I love to do every single day. I do it full time. I do what I love to do. So I don't need any outside validation, from anyone. Now, if that opportunity ever arose, but I can tell you this, I can tell you what I wouldn't do. I wouldn't put myself in a box or put a muzzle on myself for credentials. Again, you don't even need them. You don't need them. You don't need them. I mean, honestly, you really don't. So if you really want to know the truth about the whole credentials thing, it's cool. It's great, whatever. The credential system is set up to where basically they just cut off all independent media outlets. And what's funny about the whole credentials thing is it's one of those things where it's like they have a set list of rules, but they just make up the rules as they go along. And I'm not calling anybody out. Listen, I understand you have to have that because not everybody can have credentials. You can't just hand them out to everybody, right? You have to hand them out to people that are going to be responsible with them and not abuse the privilege and all that good stuff. But it's something that honestly never crosses my mind. I never apply for them. I don't need them. I don't need them. Hey, baseball season, I bought every single one of my tickets, every single one of them. But hey, I can write it off as a business expense. So that's one of the positives there too. So, yes, I mean, it's just as far as the interviews with current players, I mean, would it be cool, I guess? Dude, if I want to ask a current player a question, there's plenty of them I can just DM. I can DM them on Instagram. I mean, I'm cool with a lot of the players. You know what I mean? So it's, anyways, yeah. So there's your long-winded answer in regards to interviewing current players. But I love where we're at, man. I love where we're at. I love exactly where we are. We continue to grow and evolve and get better and sharpen up. And I love it. We're right exactly where we're meant to be. I fully believe that. And I'm excited to see what the future holds. But I'm very, very happy and excited and feel great about things in the present moment. I'm very, very, very fulfilled and happy in the present moment with everything we're doing business-wise, personally. I mean, everything. I love where we're at, man. I truly do. And it's a blessing, and I thank you all for it because without you, we wouldn't be where we are. We wouldn't be going where we're going. So, again, thank you all so much. Luke RJ 138, I still haven't seen all the after-practice interviews of players and coaches. What's the best place to view them? I haven't seen them on Gamecocks Online and Gamecock Central YouTube pages. Go to South Carolina Gamecocks YouTube page. Go to actually the university's YouTube page. They have all the media availability there. You can watch every single one of them. Kevin C., best part of OU and UT joining is the football road trips. Been to Austin a few times, but don't know a thing about Norman. Excited to get there. Yeah, I've never been either, so I'm really pumped for that. Sean O'Brien, that's the best part of TSUS. Real input from a real fan resonates with the fan base. I appreciate that, Sean. Todd Smith, that's one of the reasons why I listen to your show is the honesty. Can you separate the fan from the facts? Yeah, I mean, I've always been wired that way, man. Why beat around the bush? Let's just be honest. Let's call it for what it is. You know what I mean? People were on social media all throughout the week. Of course, again, we talked wide receivers, and I knew it was going to cause a stir, which is a good thing. It's great for content. And I love the banter and the back and forth. But people saying, oh, you got to give this wide receivers room a C, man. I'm like, dude, just call it for what it is. Right now, they're not very good. They're not very good. Just call it for what it is. There's some potential. There's some talent in there. But there's a reason when you look at every single preseason magazine and every single publication, guys, most of them have the Gamecocks receivers room ranked as the worst in the conference. It's not because, ESPN hates us or they hate. Because when you look at the returning production, guys, and your number one returning receiver has 11 catches for 100 yards, you got to go off of what you know. I know we all have hopes and dreams of Ortre Smith returning to form and Jalen Brooks bursting on the scene and DeCarrion Joyner having the greatest season of his career. All that might happen. But right now, you got to go off what you know in the preseason, guys. And what we know, there's talent there. But, I didn't see anything in the spring game to tell me the wide receiver room is just some full 180 and we're going to be a strength now. I saw nothing. So we'll see, but call it for what it is, man. That's how I've always operated, and that's how I always will operate, bottom line. OU Owns You says, now these are words of a great content creator. I like you already. We'll definitely tune in more and more. OU Owns You. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Would love some perspective from an Oklahoma fan, by the way, on the SEC stuff. Jordan Smith, love your show. I was just curious. Yeah, I apologize for the long-winded answer, but, just something. It's fun. I don't really get to talk about that side of things often in regards to, just kind of the behind-the-scenes stuff. You know what I mean? So I appreciate you asking the question. Mike Budden, most important question, is Doty going to be okay for the ECU game? Yes. He was just knocked out last night for the first game against ECU, a.k.a. FCS Midwest, but Luke Doty is 110% good to go for tomorrow night's simulation against East Carolina. Thank God. If you do want to talk quarterbacks, by the way, I actually read something. Somebody was talking about there's actually a battle at QB2 between Jason Brown and Colton Gauthier. So I think the quarterback conversation, as far as who should be the starting quarterback, I feel like that conversation amongst fans has pretty much died out. I think most people kind of understand now that, hey, there's no, I hate to say it, there's no competition at QB1. Luke Doty's QB1. Unless he just completely craps the bed, he's going to be QB1 for sure. Guys, I do want to say this really quickly. Thank you all so much for the love and support on the merchandise side of things, man. Tons of Beamer orders coming through, Beamer Ball, Shane Storm, all aboard the Shane train, all that good stuff. And guys, as we sit here 24 days away from kickoff, make sure you are ordering yours today, guys, because, hey, shipping, I can guarantee you right now, you order right now, it'll get there before kickoff. But if you wait too long, you won't have it by game one. You won't have it by kickoff, and you want to make sure you have that. So make sure you get those orders in. And I want to say thank you guys so much, man. We had 3 big orders come in last night during the simulation, and I really, really, truly appreciate it, man. It's something I don't take for granted. It's truly a blessing. I just want to say it's wild, man. I just was thinking over the last year, truly the last year, how much merchandise has changed for us. And that was one of my big goals at the start of 2021, was making merchandise more of a focal point and making better merchandise and merchandise that resonated with the fan base more. And I feel like we've done that. And I think that proof's in the pudding, the way you guys have supported that. It's been incredible. I saw a fair amount of the Shane Storm and the Beamer Ball and all that good stuff. I saw that merchandise at the spring game. And I can't wait to see people rocking the gear at EIU and all the other games as well. It's going to be incredible, man. So like I said, I can't say thank you enough. Seriously. There are many ways to support the business, whether it be the Big Cock Club, whether it be super chat, super stickers on YouTube, whether it be donations on our website through our PayPal, whether it be, merchandise, you know what I mean? Or whether it just be listening and tuning in and sharing and liking and spreading the good word. So I just can't say enough good things, man. I say thank you to everyone. And I've told you this many times, and I'll keep saying it, but without you guys, TSUS, the Daily Crow, the content, it's simply not what it is. It's simply not what it is without you guys. So, again, thank you all so much. OU Owns You says, one thing I want is the real Carolina fans to know is that Beamer is a good coach, but it will take him some time. He's got a mess to clean up right now, but the 2022 class is looking good. I agree with you, OU Owns You. I do. I think most Gamecock fans understand the task at hand. I want to say they do. I think most do. I don't think there are, you have the occasional people saying, oh, we're going to win 8 games or 9 games, God forbid. I think that's more so like preseason hype and excitement sort of bleeding into people. And that's fine. But I think realistically in the back of people's minds, they know, hey, this is going to be an interesting season. We have tons of question marks, tons of unproven areas. And like I said, I'm locked in at 6-6, 3-5 in the SEC. I think that's a very fair prediction. I think anywhere between 5-7 and 7-5 is fair. But guys, do not forget the over/under win total in Vegas is 3.5. It's 3.5. And I'm going to post a clip here shortly, actually, about just having patience and let's all grow and embrace Shane Beamer. Because again, I've got 6-6 and I feel good about it. But what if, right? Let's play the hypothetical game. What if South Carolina loses week 2 to East Carolina? What if, How does the outlook of the season change? Because it does. It does. There's no question it does. It does. How does the outlook of the season change? And I don't want to say like year one's a wash. It doesn't even matter what the record is because it does, right? You get paid to win football games. Bottom line, you can't go 2-10 this year and get a free pass, right? You simply can't do it. But you got to give Shane Beamer time. If you go 4-8 this year, God forbid, I know it's going to suck. It's going to sting. I'm going to hate it. You're going to hate it. You can't be writing off the guy year one of being a head coach ever. You know what I'm saying? So again, I feel good about 6-6. I'm not trying to sit here. I think worst case scenario is 4-8. I think the over under win total in Vegas is absurd. I really do. But let's just ride this. Let's just ride this thing out and see what happens, man. I mean, this is going to be, and I say this with all due respect to everybody in that roster, but this is going to be Shane Beamer's worst roster during his time in Columbia. And it should be. It better be. It better be, right? So let's just be realistic. And I think most fans are. OU owns you. I think people are realistic. But, I hate for people to get these dreams and aspirations of winning 7 games, 8 games, God forbid more than that, but 8 games, and then you lose week 2 to ECU, and all of a sudden you're brought back down to reality. You know what I mean? I know people might think I'm crazy or foolish, and I hope they make me look foolish. I hope we go out there and beat ECU by 28 points, and we could. But, just keep in perspective a program that's won a combined 6 games the last 2 years. Those are just facts. That's not an opinion. Those are facts. So, ASAM120991 on Twitch says, I got mine, your merch. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tyler Knowles is a 6-6 or 7-5 year will be absolutely great. I agree with you 110%. Agree with you 110%. No question. Keith Malsberger in the TDC Questions channel in the Big Cock Club Discord says, what's up with our linebackers? It's a concern, but why youth? Why youth? Our linebackers, I'll be honest with you, I think they're painfully average. I don't think we've ever been a school that's had great linebackers, to be honest with you. The biggest question at the linebacker position is, can Debo Williams fill the shoes of a departed Ernest Jones? I think that is the most underrated loss on this football team. We all want to talk about the defensive backs and all the guys we lost there. Ernest Jones was the heart and soul of the defense. And before Ernest Jones, it was TJ Brunson. And before TJ Brunson, it was Sky Moore. So it's been quite a while since we didn't have that guy in the middle. So listen, I know we've all heard great things about Debo Williams. He's been a leader in the weight room, and everybody's talking positively about him, but call it for what it is. He's coming from Delaware to the SEC. The SEC ain't Delaware, bro. I didn't put this out on social media, but I'll say this, and I love the kid's confidence, but Carlins Platel, new defensive back from Assumption, which Mike Yuva's school, love that he's here. Again, love his confidence, right? But I couldn't believe one of the quotes he had yesterday when he said he didn't feel like there's that much of a difference between Division II and the SEC. And it's like, I mean, I know it's still football, don't get me wrong, but dude, this is the best conference in America. This is the best football on the planet Earth with the best players. You're telling me that SEC football is no different than D2? That to me is a little bold. That's a little bold. But with a lot of those guys, even like the EJ Jenkins and the Jason Browns and the Marcellus Dials and the Tyrese Rosses and it's just a lot of those guys, Jordan Straughns, how will they adjust to this level? How will they adjust to this level? And a guy like Debo Williams, I think he's probably going to start in the middle for us. But, are you ready to be a big-time middle linebacker in the SEC? I guess we'll see. Rowdy Rooster 75 in the TDC Questions channel on the Big Cock Club Discord says, Chris, how do you feel about our linebacker core? What do you see Debo Williams bringing to the field? Yeah, I think he's going to be a hard-nosed guy. I mean, we saw him in the spring game. I think he is a very physical linebacker. But again, it's just, I don't doubt that he's not a pretty solid football player. But week in, week out, can he be that big-time guy like Ernest Jones was, like TJ Brunson was, like Sky Moore was? What type of player is he? So really be interested to see that. Let's see here. Taking your questions, comments, calls, guys, 843-790-3377. OU owns you says, I think South Carolina can make a bowl game. Getting back to non-com will help you guys majorly, and I do think you guys will get some wins in the conference. 6-6 would be a good start, to be honest. Yeah, I think 6-6 would be a fantastic start. Courtney Washington, what's going on? Noah Johns, appreciate you tuning in. Xavier Myers, what are you expecting from Marshawn Lloyd this season? I think he's going to have a big year. I think he's going to have a really, really big year. Statistically hard to predict, but I think he's going to have a very, very good year for South Carolina. I do. Glenn Shore, new merch suggestion. The new ball coach. I like it. I like it. A. Sam says, do you think Luke Doty will be running for his life this year? No, I like our offensive line. I do. I know they weren't great in pass pro last year, but as long as we can run the football and establish the run in early downs especially, no, I think our O-line is going to be solid. Now, is Luke Doty going to be getting outside the pocket and taking off? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, use your skill set, use your athleticism. Running for his life, though, I like our O-line. I actually do like our offensive line a lot. I think they'll be much improved in pass pro. I really do. Chase Youngblood. Is Debo expected to fill Ernest Jones' shoes? I know he's a gym rat, but he's coming from Delaware, like you said. I feel like a guy like Sherrod Green or Mo Kaba better equipped to fill those shoes. Bam Martin Scott is a dark horse for me in the linebacker room. Everything I've heard, man, sounds like Debo's the guy. Certainly Sherrod Green is going to play a ton. I'm very high on Mo Kaba. I think Mo Kaba is going to have a breakout year. But it definitely sounds like Debo Williams is going to be one of those guys. I mean, who knows who it'll be? Who knows who it will be, right? I don't know. I don't know who it'll be. But, we'll see. We'll see. Somebody's got to step up there. Somebody has to step up in the middle there. Absolutely. Let's see. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Guys, like I said, quick reminder, podcast dropping tomorrow, episode 480, breaking down the Gamecocks tight ends on tomorrow's podcast. Also, great conversation interview that'll be dropping. Langston Moore, former Gamecocks defensive lineman, also was the sideline analyst. It's called the color analyst, right? Isn't that right? Sideline reporter, color analyst, whatever. Sideline reporter for the Gamecocks from 2012 to 2018. He's going to be joining me for a conversation. We're actually doing that interview this afternoon. Also, if you're in the city, come out to Tin Roof tonight, 5 to 7. We'll be at Tin Roof in the Vista. Going to be a really, really, really good time. Looking forward to getting back out there, guys, and would love to see you out there. I'll have stickers to give away. I might have some koozies to give away. You never know. So, yeah, would love to see you all out and about there as well. Let's see. Luke RJ, what's up, man? Luke RJ says, I understand you don't want to create a quarterback controversy that's not there, and I truly believe Luke Doty will be the starting quarterback, but how will you approach the shows and podcasts if Jason Brown somehow wins the job or beats out Doty in fall camp? Some people still believe it's possible. Luke, I've said this. I said this last year. I've said this years past. I'll say it this year. Believe it or not, I don't care who the quarterback is. I just want to win games. So, hey, if Jason Brown goes and wins the job fair and square, hey, we're riding with Jason Brown. Just play the guy that gives you the best chance to win. You know what I mean? Play the guy that gives you the best chance to win. I don't care who it is. Hey, if you want to say Dak Joyner's the best, you want to put – really at this point too, I think what fans – because we could sit here and bicker and banter and debate and all that good stuff about the quarterback, but we just hired a new head coach. We hired a brand new OC. Do you trust Shane Beamer or do you not? Because Shane Beamer says Luke Doty's QB1. And it's not like a Muschamp situation where the guy has just consistently made blunders at the quarterback position and underdeveloped guys and made the wrong choices and decisions. I have no reason not to trust Shane Beamer. So Shane Beamer says Luke Doty's QB1. Luke Doty's QB1, right? I would just say I'm not going to create a quarterback conversation or controversy that's not there because, guys, I mean, we're talking about Colton Gauthier is literally challenging Jason Brown for QB2. So it doesn't realistically sound to me like Jason Brown is making any real push to take the job from Luke Doty. I just don't see it, man. I think that, and I also think too, I'll tell you this, Luke, and I don't know if it's, I think the quarterback conversation almost comes more so from fans There are some fans that I think want Jason Brown to win the job. It's not even they think he's better. They want him to win the job. They do. For whatever reason. I think fans pick favorites in these instances. And it's, guys, if there was truly a quarterback competition, you don't name your starter after the spring game. You just don't. I think Shane Beamer was a genius for that. He went ahead and nipped that in the bud and said, you know what? I'm not going to let the media, I'm not going to let people like Chris run with a quarterback conversation all summer long. We're going to go ahead and get this out of the way. Luke Doty's our guy. We're going to let him know he's our leader going into preseason. We're going to let him know he's our leader going into fall camp. And unless Jason Brown steals the job or Luke Doty flat out loses it, that's the reality right now. So, hey, but if Jason Brown were to win it, I'd be totally fine. Whatever. Play the best guy. Doesn't matter to me who it is. Christian Carver 314 says, you think we could have a Thunder and Lightning duo at running back this year like that team from the upstate in the late 2000s? I mean, certainly. I think we're going to have a fantastic duo. No question. Jordan Smith, all I want to see is effort all season. I swear all the Muschamp era, the guys had their hands on their hips and could hardly breathe. So conditioning, rotating players, I think is key. Well, that's what's scary, Jordan, is depth is a concern for us, especially in the secondary. Depth is a concern in the secondary for sure. Kevin C. says, name of the game is consistent pressure. Name of the game is consistent pressure with less than 5 rushing. There's very few shutdown DBs in all of college football. I agree. I agree with you. That D-line's got to live up to the billing. Let's head over to the TDC questions channel in the Big Cock Club Discord. Rowdy Rooster 75 says, how do you feel about the coaching staff Beamer's put together? I like the coaching staff. If you recall, way back earlier this year, I think I graded him a B. The coaching staff overall a B. I think that it's a nice mix of veterans and younger guys, but this coaching staff, there's a lot to prove. I mean, there's a lot to prove, man. You got 2 coordinators who have never called a play at the Power 5 level, and you got a head coach who's never been a head coach. So, there's a lot to prove for these guys, but I do like the staff overall. I do. Great Bisbee just says blocking and tackling, ... Yeah, I would agree. We need to be good at both blocking and tackling. No question. John Kruger is the reason Dylan Thompson doesn't get credit for his good season as 1 year as a starter was because the defense was horrible. Yeah, I definitely think so. That was a team that won 7 games. You know what I mean? So I definitely think that's a huge reason for it. It's unfortunate how much his performance that season was overshadowed because the defense was so damn bad. I mean, the defense was terrible. They were historically bad that year. Historically bad. So let's see. Again, guys, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. I'll tell you guys this, too, by the way. Tomorrow's show has already been recorded. The podcast has already been recorded. Really, there's no fall camp talk really at all. I will have a lot more updates on Monday after the scrimmage Saturday, and a lot of that content we put on the Big Cock Club Patreon as well. So if you want to go join that, do that right now. Big Cock Club on Patreon. Also jump into our Discord as well. But nothing. I don't really feel like to this point. What are we? 5 practices in? Did the team even? I don't think they practiced today. I think they were off today. Let's see. I have the fall camp schedule on Instagram and in my graphics too. I could just look there. Let's see, fall camp schedule. Yeah, so they're actually off today. Through 5 practices, there really hasn't been anything earth-shattering, I'd say. Nothing crazy coming out of camp, even from the players. Like, it's been very, basic, which is fine. I mean, it probably should be, and that's really how it should be. So, yeah. So I didn't talk a lot about fall camp or anything, on the show that'll drop tomorrow, just because, like I said, guys, a lot of what I would have talked about, hell, we talked about on the Monday show, or we've talked about on social media, and there'll be a lot more coming out Monday after the scrimmage on Saturday, though. I can tell you that. Let's see. OU Owns You says, Will Muschamp was a clown who had no idea what the heck he was doing at Florida or Carolina. Beamer is a guy who wants to be at Carolina, wants to win, and genuinely cares about the players. OU Owns You. We know. We know. We're very familiar. Jonathan Boatwright, have you watched the Netflix documentary on the Malice at the Palace? And if yes, what did you think? I have not seen that. I'll be honest with you, Jonathan. I don't watch a ton of Netflix. Believe it or not, I stay pretty busy. So, but I'll have to watch that. That sounds fun. Sounds cool. OU owns you. I'm not going to lie. As soon as I saw Beamer on the Carolina coaching list, I knew he was gone. Yeah, it's crazy how that picked up momentum. And, dude, I'm so happy we got Shane Beamer. You can ask anybody in this chat here, man. Since Shane Beamer was hired, it has exponentially improved the quality of my life. I mean, there's nobody I would have rather seen Salcon hire, to be totally honest with you. Cody Gaskin says in the TDC questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord, he says September the 18th, we will see what these kids are made of. And of course, September the 18th, you referenced the Gamecocks game in Athens against the Georgia Bulldogs between the hedges. We got a text here on the text line. It says, what's your opinion on running back recruiting? I felt like we almost had Jalen Glover, then no. Obviously, we would take a good recruit if it came our way, but is it necessary in this class? Thoughts? I don't think so. I mean, dude, we're loaded. We're loaded at running back. I don't think running back, you necessarily have to get one. We've got plenty of guys, man. I think we got plenty of dudes in that room. If you want to take one, cool, but I don't think that's top priority in this class. Bobby Hamby says 7-5 is my prediction. Carolina will be much improved and very competitive this year. That's fair. Hey, 7-5 is fair. That's totally fine. Like I said, I feel good about 6-6. I think anything better than 7-5 is very aggressive. I think it's too aggressive, to be honest with you. I really do. I think I'll tell you this, guys. Listen, the players in the building, they expect to win every game, as they should, right? But I just think as a fan, I'm keeping my expectations very realistic for year one of Shane Beamer. I mean, listen, the preseason's been great. All of the positive momentum and the stuff on social media and the positive energy. I mean, it's been incredible. It's been incredible. Shane Beamer has crushed it. But guys, the roster's the same as last year. And I know we all believe we have talented players. I believe that too. But, Steve Spurrier used to say, you are what your record is. And right now, this is a 2-8 football team. There's just no other way to put it. So I'm excited for what Shane Beamer is doing, that entire coaching staff. I think you will see this team play with a different type of swagger, a different type of edge, a different type of energy, no question. But at the end of the day, you still got to go out and play football. And that energy and that positive momentum and all those butterflies and rainbows in the preseason is all great. But it doesn't mean jack shit when you line up against Georgia and they hit you in the mouth, okay? So you're going to have to go play football, bottom line, right? So I just say to Gamecock fans, and it's okay, but just keep expectations realistic this year. This roster has holes. I mean, there's just no other way to put it, man. This roster has a lot of issues, a lot of holes. And hey, one of the top storylines I'd say going into this season, we are going to find out. We're going to find out with a lot of guys, right? Like, hey, was it just coaching? Do you blame it all? Because a lot of our guys are getting a pass right now. Let's just call it for what it is. A lot of our guys who have not produced, hell, the wide receiver room. I see a lot of fans on social media giving our guys a pass, right? Because of the coaching staff. And that's fine. That's totally cool right now. Do that. I think the coaching sucked too. But, hey, God, let's call it for what it is. Guys like Josh Vann, the Carry-On Joyner, or Trey Smith, even Jalen Brooks, other guys. It's like, was it really just coaching? Or are you just not really the guy we thought you were? Are you just not really that good of an SEC football player? Just call it for what it is, right? So we're going to learn. We're going to learn. Now, again, the reason I have 6-6 is I think some guys will flash. I think some guys will be much improved. I think some guys will be put in much better positions to be successful. The Carry-On Joyner included. I think he's going to have the best year of his Salcon career. I think some guys will flash. I think some of these transfers will be big-time football players. But on the flip side, I think some guys are just going to be who they are. I think some of these transfers are going to get a rude awakening in SEC play. I do. I really do. I really believe so. So with that being said, I think you're going to have a mix of both. I think there's going to be times this season where this team flashes and we're like, man, look at that. That's the Beamer effect. Beamer ball. There you go. Boom. There it is. And then there's going to be other times we're going to say, this roster's just in a bad spot. Bottom line, we got to go recruit. We got to go recruit. We have to go recruit. That's it. I think both will happen. So Like I said, my biggest thing, Gamecock fans, just be patient. Let Shane Beamer work. Let him do his thing. There's going to be bumps in the road this year. There's just no doubt. I mean, there's going to be bumps in the road. Flat out. So, anyways, let's see. Back to the TDC questions channel in the Big Cock Club Discord. Rowdy Rooster 75 says, it may be an unpopular opinion, but I kind of feel like Oscar Delp is not worth all the energy we have given him. Don't get me wrong. He will be a great addition, but I want guys who want to be here, not just guys who are mad talented. Well, certainly. I mean, I don't think they'd be trying to get him here if he didn't want to be here. I would, let me put it this way. I would say this, Rowdy Rooster 75, about the we want Delp stuff. I think it's just one of those things where it sort of took on a life of its own. It's just something fun for the fans to show Oscar Delp that we want him here. You know what I mean? And that's kind of really all I have to say on it. I mean, it's going to be a shame if we don't get him. I mean, after all the we want Delp and all the craziness we've done to show our support, but at the end of the day, the kid's got to make a decision. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it is what it is. I understand where you're coming from, to be totally honest with you. I do. I get it. But, I mean, it'd be a huge pickup, man. It'd be a huge pickup. There's no doubt. And I think beyond just, we're getting a big-time tight end, it would just be building momentum and getting really, really good football players on campus. That's what you need, to just get as many good football players on campus as you want. You know what I mean? Rowdy Rooster 75 in the TDC questions channel, the Big Cock Club Discord. He also says, I want him to, but I did not like the Georgia Bulldog gloves he wore in those pics. They just wear the stuff they get for free. I don't think it really means anything. OU owns you, as mentioned before. My friend is a Gamecock. His mood was so down in December, but when Beamer was hired, it drastically changed. The mood changed significantly in the program. Good sign. Indeed. Jonathan Boatwright, time to put up or shut up. No question. You're right. For a lot of guys, it is. You're right. Brendan, what's up, man? OU owns you says, I think 2022, 2023 is when you'll finally see some big results for Carolina. Recruiting is looking good and the roster will be better, but always have patience. The night is always darker before the dawn. Indeed. Courtney Washington says, Rowdy Rooster must not know other schools are recruiting just as hard as we are. Yeah, they all want him too, no doubt. Jonathan Boatwright, we want Delp, but does Delp want us? Short of some revelation, signing day is when we'll know. Yeah, I think we're not going to know until September, I would imagine. So, Rick Bryant, which running back will have the most yards this year? That is a great question. Honestly, man, if I had to predict, I'd say Marshawn Lloyd. I know fans are going to be not happy with that, but I'm telling you, man, Kevin Harris better be 100% week one. And I don't think they're going to rush him back. But, dude, the longer Kevin Harris sits on the sideline and lets Marshawn Lloyd do his thing, I think Marshawn Lloyd's going to take over as the feature back. I know that sounds crazy, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's no slight to Kevin. If Marshawn Lloyd's 110% healthy and if he lives up to be the guy that we all think and believe and he was advertised to be, he's the best running back on this roster. And it's not really even close. I mean, call it for what it is. Tyler Knoll, Muschamp is due to make at least one big play calling blunder during the year that cost Georgia. I hope it's against us in Athens since he's so experienced coaching special teams. Can't wait to see how terrible that unit is for them. Yeah, it's wild. Luke RJ, what is a realistic ranking for the defense this year? The defensive players have been talking up Clayton White. Realistic ranking? I mean, I think we'll be improved on defense. How improved? I don't know. I think it's all going to come down to the D-line. I think saying we'll be like a top half of the league unit is way too aggressive. I think we can be a top 10, but I still think we got a long ways to go in the secondary. I do. I think we got a long way to go in the secondary. Courtney Washington, the Oscar Delp recruitment is what Beamer's been notorious for and has actually been successful. Look back at his time, the last time he was in Columbia. Jonathan Boatwright against EIU. I think we can afford to sit Kevin Harris, but Kevin Harris and Marshawn Lloyd. Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's a great spot to be in, man. It's a fantastic spot to be in. You got two fantastic backs to choose from, right? And you got fantastic backs to choose from. And, hey, even beyond those guys, Rashad Amos, Zaquandre White, got really, really good players, man. Excited for the backs this year. I got about 5 minutes left, guys. Time flies when you're having fun. 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. 24 days until kickoff. Wild. Crazy. You know, I talked about this a little bit in the show that will drop tomorrow, but I'll tell you guys this right now. I don't know if anybody else has this feeling, but I don't know. It's weird. It's like every year, we spend so long counting down to kickoff, and I'm going to hold that thought because we have a call on the phone lines. Let's jump to it. Yo, Todd, what's going on, man? How are you? Appreciate you calling in.
Yes, sir. I've been listening to your show today and talking about Marshawn Lloyd and Kevin Harris. I don't know if you caught the interview. It was about 4 or 5 days ago when they were interviewing Marshawn Lloyd. And one of the things that I really liked that he said, they asked him why he hadn't signed up with any NIL deals right now. And he was because I was highly touted as being a 5-star running back. And he goes, I don't want any of those endorsements until I get on the field and show you that the hype is real. I am what I was recruited to do. And that just says a lot about the kid. And I think we're, as you have said before, we're extremely lucky and in a great position to have what we have in the running back room this year to be able to take us to the next level.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I think Marshawn Lloyd's a kid. You listen to his interviews, and obviously him overcoming the adversity of the injury last year. It's pretty clear and evident. And I was fortunate enough too to chat with Marshawn. I guess it would have been December of 2019 after he signed, and got a great head on his shoulders. I think he comes from a really good background, and I mean you can tell he's a really mature kid. And yeah, I mean I'm excited to see what he does this year. I mean like I said, it's a luxury for South Carolina to have a couple of backs like that. And it's the best the running back room has looked in years, you know what I mean, top to bottom. So yeah, I think Lloyd's going to have a really big year, man. I think it's a you pray and cross your fingers for his health. I think that's the only thing stopping him at this point is just staying healthy. But he's looked good early in fall camp, and yeah, I think he's going to be a weapon for us this year. He was a guy, man. Last year, I thought he was going to be the focal point of the offense last year as a true freshman. So from what I heard last year, early in fall camp, from people even on the team, I mean, they said he's the real deal, man. He's the real deal. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see what he does.
Absolutely. And real funny is we got the new listener today that's an OU fan, and I'm actually driving through Oklahoma as we speak.
There you go. Nice. I'll tell you, I can't wait to make the road trips to Austin and Norman. I think that'll be really, really cool to see Big 12. Well, I say Big 12 country. It'll be SEC country at that point. But no, it'll be cool, man. It'll be really cool. So that's awesome.
Absolutely. And I look forward to meeting you and seeing you at the Kentucky game. My wife and I and several friends will be there for the game. We're going to stop by and see you at SeaWorld.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Yeah, I'd love that. Can't wait, man. It's yeah, I think the tailgates are going to be a really, really good time. And I haven't put out any promo stuff quite yet. I was probably going to do that either Friday or early next week. But no, it's going to be a blast, man. I genuinely can't wait for it. So look forward to meeting you, man. That'll be a good time. Hopefully South Carolina's 3-0 when you come down. So
absolutely. And thanks for all you do, man. And enjoy listening to your show daily on the road.
I appreciate it, Todd. Hey, thanks for everything you do, man. Safe travels for sure.
Thank you, brother.
All right, man. Take care. Appreciate it. Good stuff. Good stuff, guys. Appreciate y'all. Thank you all so much. We got a quick text here as well. Robbie Davis says, what's up, Chris? Hope you're doing well today. How long do you think it'll take before we see a major difference between Beamer's coaching staff and Muschamps? And I hope your mom's doing well. Hope your brother's doing well. I do know what a baby – well, do you know what a baby and I, Clemson fan, have in common? They both cry, but eventually the baby stops crying. Go Gamecocks as always. Love your show, Robbie Davis. What's up, Chris? How's you? Yeah, so my mom's well, Robbie. I appreciate it. I think we've already seen it. I think we're going to see it immediately. For sure. So OU owns you. Like the energy from the Carolina players. Having positivity certainly helps improve a program. Always want to start a rebuild on a good note, and SC players are doing that. Warren Holiday, thank you for tuning in. You're at the tail end. Like I told you guys, in case you missed it, the Daily Crow will be expanding to 2 hours a day. Very, 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 very excited for that. 2 hours instead of one, beginning Monday, August the 23rd. Until then, we'll be the normal Monday through Friday, noon to 1. But last week will be our last week of doing just a 1 hour show. Really excited for that, guys. Really looking forward to it. And again, I appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you all so much with Love and Sport, guys. I'm going to run. We got a busy day today. Got an interview coming up with Langston Moore. Also live tonight, 5 to 7 at Tin Roof in the Vista, guys. If you're in the city, come on out. If not, tune in. We'll be streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, everywhere. You guys know the drill at this point. Again, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll talk to you soon.